to Sheds and Decks. How can I help you? Okay. Did you have an appointment? No, it's okay. We're actually pretty slow today, so just take a seat and let me get logged in so we can help you. Have you ever been here before? Okay. Okay, what's your name? Alright, and your last name? And what's a good email for you? Alright. And finally, a good phone number. And do you want to go ahead and provide your address? It does help me give you pricing for like shipment of materials and things like that. Okay, go ahead. Oh, hold on, I spelled that wrong. Okay, and what's the zip code? I think I have everything I need right now. So let's go ahead and just get started. So I'll just be taking some notes here on this paper for whatever, your preferences are as we go through. And before we get started with the magazines that I have, so I have catalogs for all of the various things that we offer. I'm just going to take some notes in your profile. Could you just kind of give me some feedback on what you're looking for today, whether it be a deck, a patio, a shed, a koi pond, whatever it is. Okay, go ahead. Okay. Yeah. And how big approximately is your property area? And are you looking for specific size for your deck or your shed, or is that something that you want to explore today? And do you have any HOA requirements? For a lot of HOAs, the shed color has to match the house. No HOA. That's always a good thing. You wouldn't believe some of the crazy stories I hear about HOAs from people here. It's kind of entertaining. I'm like, wow. Alright. And is there any specific equipment that you want to make sure that you're able to fit in your shed? Because I kind of have a good idea for what sheds are best if you want certain equipment in them. It's your turn. Okay. Any motorcycles or things like that? And you have a garage right now? Is it completely full, partially full? Okay, and a few shelves. And you're looking to basically transport that stuff into the shed. And are you going to need electric run to the shed? Most people don't, but some people like the exterior lighting, things like that. I often recommend just doing solar for that. It's pretty easy to just get some mountable solar hardware for the exterior of the shed, but okay, so no electric to the shed. And for the deck, were you thinking that you would like a patio underneath of it since it's going to be a high deck? And there's no cement on the ground currently on that walkout. And do you have any pictures by any chance of your house? This one? Okay. Wow, I brought a ton. Okay, so this is the file with all of them. Alright. Most people don't bring a lot, so this is great. Thank you. Let me just take a look at some of these and then we'll look at your possibilities for your deck and shed. Okay. Do you mind if I take a couple notes on these? No? Okay, thanks. Okay, so this is the area, so it would be a walkout. Okay. Yeah, it's a really pretty morning, I agree. Probably won't have a lot of people in here today. It's just super nice out, but we've been really busy the last few weeks. A lot of people want to get decks built in time for spring and summer and the good weather. Is the fencing going to stay in the backyard? It looks like it's failing a little bit back, but okay. Is there an area where you can open up like maybe a double gate for large trucks and things like that? Because, all right. I always like to ask. That makes sense. All right. And you're going to want to do a gravel patch in the yard for the shed, or did you want to do concrete? All right. We can talk about that as well. Thanks again for bringing all of these great pictures. Looking like poured concrete here would be the best option. Oh, okay. So they removed it. It was just like falling down. Did you ever use it when you moved there? No, that's good. So it didn't make any difference to you. Did they do it before you left? They removed it? Good. Okay, just let me check a couple more items here. And you said it doesn't need to match the front of the house. It looks like your house is brick. Obviously, you're not going to have a brick shed, so. Alright. Wow. Excuse my dog. She's very, she came to work with me today because we're having some work done in our house and I didn't want her there, but you can see she's pretty, interested in what's happening over here. Yeah, you can pet her when you leave. Okay, so I think this will be shed area. so I have a really good idea of what we can do in terms of the property. So thanks again for bringing these great photos. Are these mine to keep for the build if you choose to build with us? Alright, I'm just going to take a couple notes in here. And there's no remaining materials from the previous shed? Okay. We do haul if we had to, but it doesn't sound like we need to do that. Okay. And do you think you're going to be financing today? We do have a lot of financing options available, so we can talk about that later as well. So, do you want to just talk about your deck first? Okay, perfect. So I have a lot of options for your deck. We do build everything, obviously, ourselves. It's not subcontracted at all. The first and probably most important question in terms of pricing is whether you want regular wood or Trex wood. Alright, so since you're going to do regular wood, we will need to do a stain. So you wanted, you're thinking 22 by 27 deck size. And do you believe that you will be doing steps? Okay. Alright. And you're just doing a rectangle. I know exactly what you mean. So no steps down. Just looking for a good picture of that, but I don't have one. Okay, no steps. And patio beneath. But we're just pouring concrete below. Okay. Poured concrete is not hard for us. On that one, no gravel back there currently. Alright. And you just want that full area or just a portion of the area underneath? That makes sense. So we'll do pour concrete underneath, so that's going to be 22 by 27 concrete. And you don't want anything else run there. No lighting beneath. Alright. On the deck, are we doing any screened portion of the deck? Okay. No screens. I've got it. And any roof over top? Just regular deck. I like it. Keep it simple. No, we would. So we do have to unattach a piece of side, remove a piece of siding. I think it's one or two of the slits. And then that was where the deck will be drilled to meet the side of the house. Once it's done, we'll only need to put back on one of those, but it won't be noticeable that it was ever removed, if that makes sense. Some builders, if your house was constructed recently, will leave like a couple extra pieces of siding for the deck. If they didn't, it's fine. We can use what we have, okay? Perfect. So let's go ahead and look at some of your options for your deck. I have more than enough pamphlets here. I'm going to show you a couple of our most used, which is Cabot, Minwax, and Valspar. All right, so we'll start with Valspar. This is Valspar's little go-to guide for decks. Now, what I love about this one, they do offer over 500 colors, which is wildly overwhelming, so I won't get into it too much. But they have clear, which is cool because sometimes you don't want the natural wood covered up. They have transparent, which is a very light hint of the sheer coloring. They have semi-transparent, which is a bit more. And then they have solid, which is very rich, deep coverage. I would think of it like tinted moisturizer, light coverage, medium coverage, full coverage. So any color you see here is available in all 4 of those levels of coverage. Now, I love this book because it has the deck wood looks, and it's actually textured, so you have that ability to see what that color is going to look like on your actual textured wood, which is really different than just seeing like a solid color like this. So these are the most popular. These are the ones you've probably seen on a bunch of decks. Are you looking for a deep brown, a red, a light brown? If you can gray, if you can kind of give me a area, I can help wind it down for you. Sorry, I don't want my computer to time out. Okay, so you want a natural wood look. And are you leaning towards the transparent, semi-transparent? All right, semi. This is what I have on my deck. I honestly love it. The other thing is, if you paint it and then you're like, all right, this is okay, but I don't love it, the next time you stain your deck, you just stain over it. It's like pretty simple. Now, doing that, you can only go one way, right? You can't do the dark full coverage and then go back to semi-transparent. So better to start a little lighter if you're not sure. If you're 100% sure you don't want it, then it's no biggie. So we'll start semi. So semi-transparent colors here. If you're looking for anything that is very natural, you're gonna look in this area right around here. So we have this redwood natural tone. I love this one. Badlands red is very pretty deep, like cherryish kind of color. Pine bark is a darker natural one. Simply cedar is going to be probably your most like natural wood color right there. This one is pretty close, but it's more red. So redwood natural tone is also very pretty. Cooper's Hawk is a bit light for me. It's got some grayish milky type of tones in there. Now, those are just the popular ones. They have all of these. Okay, this one and this one. Let me write this down. And I'll just make a list. If you change your mind, it's fine. let me show you. I think it's this book. This is the one I thought of for you. Taupe and acorn. Yeah, I agree. That one's a little bit light. Okay, let me write these ones down for you. So it's taupe. I want to show you this. This is kind of weird, but this one also offers a greenish color. Personally, I love it. It's called Evergreen, and it's just ever so slightly a light green, and I think it's gorgeous. And if you have like a darker color home, deep brown, black, stuff like that, I think it would look beautiful, especially if you're like, my house has a very big forest behind it. I just like love that. It's very unique too. So I just want to tell you, because it's like different. If you wanted to go up to a semi-solid, it's like a little bit darker in how they look. So just flagging for you. Okay. Now this Minwax one has a lot of options listed, but it's kind of overwhelming. I'm gonna find that the area. Both of these are pretty. I can send this home with you to take a look at. I think these three are closest. It's Desert Sand Cherry and Vermont Maple to what you're looking at. But there's just like so many options here. Some of them I don't really see that much of a difference. Yeah, just take a look. See if there's anything you like. All right, I'll write that down. Let me look. Oh, here it is. Yeah, those are semi. So I'm getting that you're definitely going to do semi-transparent, right? Yeah? Okay, let me go ahead and just put this. And you said no lighting. You can always do that later. And just classic railing. Got it. Okay, so I have it down here for you a number of the semi-transparent ones that you liked. I will send home with you all of these pamphlets, so you're just gonna need to look, kind of, you know, do a little, take them outside, look what they see what they look in the light, and then just let me know. And then this page on here. Now, if you wanted to, I also have this pamphlet, but it's more for masonry and brick. But if it's, you're thinking about adding some color to the brick in your home, interior or exterior, this has some really cool options. Yeah, these are pretty. flower placement. I know coloring painting brick is like very controversial, so I won't get into it, but I'll send it home with you. Now, the next thing I want to get to is our options for your shed. So I just want to show you some of the options that we have. This is our shed. This is Amish made sheds that we have available. They are built per order. Before we move to that, any other questions about your deck? Yep. All right. So we will get an estimate to you. We're going to have somebody come out for the deck. Just do a couple measurements, make sure everything's in check. I'll give you the estimate. Let me go ahead and schedule that. When he comes out, we will just, at that point, ask if you know the color that you want to stain. If you don't, it's like the last thing. So, yeah, and you can do it yourself. A lot of people wait. It is good practice to wait. Let the wood be weathered a little bit. Let me see what we have available. No, our shed and our deck people are separate, so they won't come for the same. But you might not even need that for your shed. Alright. What are you looking at? Next week or the following? Okay. I have any time that day from 8 to 4. Okay. It's within 30 minutes of the appointment window. So if he's not there directly at that time, give it 30 minutes, but it's not like a 4-hour window or anything like that, you know what I mean? Could you spell your name for me again? I'm sorry. And phone number again. And just kind of brief directions to your house. Okay, exit 17. Turn left. Okay. And the deck's the back, right? Perfect. So, sheds. Let me just move the shed part here. And you said the shed is going to go the back right corner of your property. Perfect. So you wanted, and you also just wanted gravel, no poured concrete for the shed area. You want an estimate for both? Now you said you weren't sure of dimensions for the shed. So I just want to show you a couple of the very popular structures that we offer here. So we have here your high side barn. This is a 12 by 16. This is going to fit pretty much everything that you listed to me. And it's going to be pretty deep in terms of walk-in because it's going to go back 16 feet this way. So You can do your shelving in the back, your zero turn in there. You'll have room for a motorcycle, and then we'll do a ramp off of here, so you can just wheel anything in, drive anything in. If you're looking for something a little bit smaller, then the mini barn is a great option. The downside to this one is that the doors, well, they don't look much in the picture. The doors on the mini barn are a bit, just a tiny bit smaller, because this is 10 feet and this is 12 feet. And then this goes back 12 feet this way, and this goes back 16 feet this way. You're going to be able to fit your motorcycle and your zero turn in here, but it's going to be a little bit tighter, obviously. The cottage is basically this one turned the opposite direction. So it's much more less deep, like there's not as much area this way, obviously. So you'll just be able to spread things out this way. I would not recommend this for what you're needing a shed for. But if you like the look of this one better, it might be a good option. This one turned the other way. Sorry, this one turned this way. And it's our Dutch barn, and it does have windows in it. A lot of people like the windows. I personally don't really see a point in having shed windows, but if it's like something that you want for decoration or style, that's up to you, obviously. This is called our carriage house. It's also 12 by 16, so it's actually the same size as this one. It's a little bit more expensive though, because it does have some decorative features with stone, and we're able to kind of design this to match your house. So if you wanted like brick here to match your house, a little bit of a accent, we can do that. And then we have the Quaker. You don't like this one? Okay, I won't go into it then. We have the cottage, which is the same size. It's the 12 by 16, but it's got the peak here with a little window. It's really about style at this point and less about size, because all of those are the same. Now this is where you get a lot bigger. This is the 14 by 24. Too big, right? I agree. This is not one I usually recommend. The run shed is not going to be good for the size that you want. The other ones that we have get really big, like literally barn or kennel size. Yeah, I don't think this is what you want, right? So let's go back. We're probably looking at one of these for you. Okay, so you're going to do the carriage house. Okay, 12 by 16. Great choice. This is probably one of my favorites because it's just very like rustic and looks really good. So let's go ahead and pick out the construction aspects of your carriage house. So our colors are pretty straightforward, and our shingles are pretty straightforward. So we also offer any of the stone gables on that carriage house. So you let me know. So take a second to take a look at these. So you're definitely going to want the brick for the stone. Okay, and what about for your color? So I would recommend going with a brown or a black, because it's going to look good against the color of your house and with the brick. So you obviously have black here. This chestnut looks really pretty with the brick. Clay is more milky. I don't suggest it with this color. You have the mountain red as well, but I don't know if you want to do any mountain tones. So I would probably say dark brown, black, or chestnut. You don't have to pick now. It's better because if you do purchase today, we can get started on the construction. But I think that'll look very pretty. We can also just do plain wood and you stain it to match your deck. and then it would go as well with that brick. You want to do that? All right. Okay, I'm gonna give you another template. This is called Deck Correct, but we do recommend using this one for sheds because it's a little bit more like a heavier one. You don't have to, but just because it's a structure. And here's kind of what you can see how it keeps the wood in good condition. And then here are all of the colors. If you go with this Cabot for your deck color, they will have the colors match here. If you don't, then I probably just would go with whatever you use for your deck. You could also go up a level, so if you do semi-transparent for your deck, you could do more full coverage for your shed. Yes, we would stain it for you. So once you decide what color you want for your deck, you need to give me a call so I know what we're staining your shed. Or if you change your mind and you want to do a color. Okay, let me just take some notes. You will need to pick your shingles out. Do you have a certain color shingle in your house? Mm-hmm. Okay. So it's just this color? And you just want it to match? It's easy enough. Or is it, actually take a look again, because this has the white in it. This is pure black shingle. Black shingle, I thought so. Now, I can't obviously give you the full pricing today because the estimates will happen. Let's go ahead and schedule the estimate for your shed area since you're not sure if you want to do the poured concrete base or the gravel. And do you want to do it the same day as the deck one? Let me see what I have available for you. Yeah, I do have we could just do 30 minutes after your deck estimate. You want to do an hour just in case the deck guy shows up? That's a good idea. Okay, so let me add you there. Okay, and sorry, give me your phone number again. All right, I have that scheduled. So you do want to finance through us? Okay, if you finance through us, then if you pay it off within 6 months, it's same as cash, so there's no interest. If you do further than that, then we would have to do credit check. You're going to pay off within 6 months. Okay, let me add your name here. Just copy and paste. And could you provide your social, please? and date of birth. And the physical address that you gave me, is that your mailing address as well, or do you have a P.O. box or anything like that? Okay. That's perfect. It's no problem. And did you want to pay directly from a checking account for auto debit? All right. And do you want to provide that to me today? Okay, after estimate, that's normal, yeah. So once we have the estimates done, I will email you with both estimates. If you agree with the estimates and you want to move forward, then you can just DocuSign in your email, and it will notify me once you've done that. I would respond to you and let you know what the financing option that you chose, how much per month the payment would be for the 6-month payoff. If you agree with that, you'll DocuSign that. If you don't, there's options, and you can say, you know, pay off within a year, whatever, and you can play with it and see how much the payment changes. Once we have that, it will come back to me, and then I will give you a call, and I'll schedule the deck to get started. We'll immediately start construction of your shed, and we'll go ahead and do whatever the base is before it's done. So there's plenty of time for it to dry if you do concrete. And then once the shed is complete, I would contact you to schedule the installation. Okay, sounds great. So I'm going to just send you an email right now with my phone number and my email. And then if you have any questions, follow-up questions, just give me a call. I'm going to keep your papers so I can show the estimate stuff, that department for construction, and then I'm going to send you home with all of these. I'm also going to give you this, which is porch, floor, patio, concrete, and garage coatings. So if you end up wanting to do like a floor stain for your structure or your patio that you're going to do below, this would come later, but this is just some great options for you. Okay, then you have your deck stains, our shed pamphlets, and the color guide. Okay, there you go. Thank you so much for coming in today, and I look forward to working with you more. You too. Bye-bye.